Hey guys, it's Chris here from Chris's Creative Life, and I design workshops that help you create beautiful projects from start to finish with easy to follow guides. And I promised you in January when I created this layout, I'm just going to see if I could put it up on the screen. Okay, this layout, this one, it's always like super weird because it's like totally backwards to me. But I said we would come back because this one was inspired by one of the Stampin' Up! Challenges, right? This challenge. And so I said something happened. It's like kind of a long, convoluted story, but I had an order that kind of went astray. We'll just say that. And so I didn't have very much of the everyday happiness to play with. So I promised, let me just move that back out of the way so that I can actually move back into the frame. Oh, there we go. I promised that when I had more of it, I would come back and we would do like a Chris's version of this inspirational layout from the Creative Challenge. So I do have more, and I'm going to assemble the layout similar to the way I did the one that focused on the fruit salad. So also, if you are interested, there is a recipe sheet that gives you like the dimensions, and I'm going to use basically the same dimensions just with a little bit different format and embellishing today. So if you don't have this sheet and you do need it, if you just comment sheet in the comment section of the video, I'll come back and I'll add the link. I can't obviously do it while I'm here live because there's already enough going on all around me that that's just one more thing I'm not going to be able to do. But I promise I'll come back later. I'll add the link in there and you can grab it for yourself if you don't have it from when I originally did it. I was actually going to bring the layout down onto my table, but it is up here in my frame. So I'm not going to take it down. Hey, Rhonda. She is joining on YouTube. So I am streaming currently on Facebook as well as YouTube. I do both at the same time. Sometimes the comments come in, sometimes they don't. Sometimes there's a lag. It just kind of depends. I know if you're on one platform, you also then can't see the comments from the other platform. But as long as I see them, I will acknowledge them and I will try, like I said, to answer questions along the way. So because I promised we would redo it with the Everyday Happiness paper, I'm going to show you what I have pulled out. Let me just add my desk in here. And if you are looking for any more inspiration using the Everyday Happiness collection, my Everyday Happiness scrapbooking workshop is ready to go. It's posted on my blog. I did add the link into the description of the video, so feel free to go and check it out. It is 12 by 12 page scrapbooking layout, focusing on the Everyday Happiness products. So and it turned out beautiful. It's a little bit different. Like each time I play with a paper pack from Stampin' Up! Because it just takes a little bit of time to get used to them. And then this paper pack is slightly different in the way that they broke up the quantities of paper. So typically when I create a scrapbooking workshop, I am aiming for, I seem to have either I have 6 12 by 12s or 3 double page spreads, or they're 5 or 6 double page spreads. That's kind of where they come in. But like if you want to know anything about my scrapbooking workshops, go to my blog, which is chrisscreativelife.com. There's tons of information there. There's tons of different workshop guides, all of that fun thing. But now let's get to creating. So don't forget, if you need the recipe sheet, just comment sheet and I'll come back and I'll add the link in after. So I can move that out of my way because you'll see once we go down on my desk, we're going to have a lot of stuff down here. So, okay, I'm going to turn up another light because it is darkish. Okay, so obviously the things I pulled are, I have very vanilla cardstock for the background. I'm going to do very similar to what they've done, but like I said, I'm going to change it up in the way that I did with the fruit salad. So, sorry, I'm going to try not to cough. And if I mute it for a second, it's because I'm going to, I started coughing a lot. But I have some pieces of the Everyday Happiness paper here that we're going to use. This is, right, our inspiration that we are using. And then also, right, my version with the fruit salad. And I'm leaning more towards like the fruit salad version than necessarily the original version. But so we are going to do, I have a 4x6 photo and then 2 4x3 photos. And so they're double matted with crumb cake and then Pretty Peacock. Oh, and I should show you this. Okay. So I grabbed some inks and I did do my stamping beforehand or you guys would be watching me forever. But so I picked out some of the colors from the collection and then I kind of went on either side of a couple of them. But so we have Lost Lagoon, Pretty Peacock, Gray Granite, Wild Wheat, Old Olive, and Mossy Meadow. And that's what I've done my stamping with. And then, so some of the other things I grabbed was, like I said, I have the paper and cardstock. Then I grabbed the Antique Pearls. And then the Baker's Twine Essential Pack. We're going to do something with that. And then I have the Everyday You and Me. And I have the bundle, right? So it's got the dies and the stamp set in here. And I wanted something, I was going to use, well, I am using the Better Together title. And so I wanted something to put the title on versus just stamping it and fussy cutting it out like they did. Here, I'll show you. Here. And I'm going to use I'm going to use the same stickers as they did. And then we'll see if we need to pull more in. But I wanted somewhere to stamp the title. So I did pull the Everyday Arches. But you could also use this one too, to put your title on. Like I said, I just didn't want to fussy cut it out after I stamped it. So that's why I grabbed that. And then I've stamped a whole bunch of flowers. So you guys have seen me do this before, where I just grabbed like a 8.5 by 11 piece of basic white cardstock and I just stamp, right? So I just had fun with the colors, right? So this is Lost Lagoon, and then I rolled the edge of the stamp in the Pretty Peacock, right? And then there's some that are just straight, the straight colors, right? These are all the Gray Granite. Then I did the leaves in both Mossy Meadow and Old Olive. They would actually really look good too if you loaded it with Old Olive and then rolled it in Mossy Meadow, right? And so I just played with all of the different color combinations and did a whole bunch of stamping beforehand because, like I said, I wasn't quite sure what I was going to use, but I knew I was going to use them. So then, and I played with like some first and second generation stamping. And if anybody has questions about any of that, just ask. I'm happy to answer them. But so here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do, right, is I said I double matted these two photographs. And I'm pretty sure I know the photographs I'm going to use on this layout, but I'll add them later. Okay, so then I wanted to add some twine onto my photo mat here. So like I said, I grabbed the Baker's Twine Essential Pack. And this is like the crumb cake, and I haven't actually started this one yet. So the end is right here. And I have just attached the one photo placeholder. So this is going to be my 4x6 photo. And I put it on crumb cake, and I'm going to actually add my twine onto my photograph. And I've put the cardstock there so that I have some stability It's weird. I've actually lost a pair of scissors in my office. I'm not really sure where they went. They're probably, somebody probably borrowed them from my office. And they're somewhere else. So for right now, I'm just going to tie this on here. And then, so this way I can still slide my photograph underneath. And then I'm gonna pop this up with dimensionals for some dimension here. Those are little ones, I want bigger ones. There we go. And this will just help it'll give the twine to some room behind. So and we've had such a chilly week that it is good to be inside and putting pages together. Okay, and I'm gonna actually just do some small ones down here so that if I have to move my twine, I have a little bit of leeway, but it's still got some support down there. Okay. So, take my backs off. And then we are going to do our distressing on the background by ripping that next. And I'll show you the little trick that I did. They just ripped their paper and then had the very vanilla show through. But I wanted a full pattern behind it. So I did it when I created the layout with the fruit salad. So we're going to do the same thing here today. Okay, so I have my 12 by 12 background, right? And then I think this is 11 by 11. And I want my tear over here. And like I said, I used all the same measurements, so the same recipe will work for this one as the fruit salad one. So I'm just going to add some seal across the top and the side. Okay, and you can decide, I'm gonna have the neat thing about this paper, right, is that it's got multicolors. So I'm gonna have the wild wheat at the top. So I'm gonna flip this over, right, and I've got my adhesive on the two sides. I'm gonna lay this on top here so that the corner meets up. Okay, so my adhesive is across here and down here. And now I can rip it. So, but I want kind of a controlled rip. So I don't want to go past there or here. So that's just where that extra piece of paper is. So I'm actually just going to bring over my ruler, and I have just like a school ruler, but it's got like a metal edge on it, so it's good to rip against. So I just have it from one of the spots to the other. Okay, so now we're actually gonna make this little edge here distress. Okay, so now you can see it's kind of torn nicely, but I can also just pull it back because I have lots of paper still there, and I'm going to get that fun distressed edge, but very controlled. And you can kind of roll it with your fingers to distress it more. There we go. I like how that looks. So I'm just going to kind of smush it now into my page. Okay, so now, you guys, there's like so much static in my office. I can feel my hair lifting off the side of my head. It's so crazy. It's so dry right now. Hey, Debbie. Thanks for popping on. I'm sure you said that a long time ago. It takes a long time sometimes for everything to auto-populate itself in there. Okay, so now when we add this, we have about 1/2 inch. And I'm just going to grab my ruler. Just to kind of make sure I'm going on here straight. And I need to just push it over just a little bit. And nothing's actually like pushed down yet. So I know, right? This is the edge. There we go. I'm glad you caught me too. Okay, so here we go. We've got the beginning part. Hey, Judy. And we have our one photo. I'm going to mess around with that twine later towards the end, right? And then we have 2 photos. We're going to go like this. So I'm redoing that fruit salad page, but we are using everyday happiness. Okay, so here is that arch, and I stamped the title on it. So we're going to add that over here, and I'm going to add some dimensionals on the bottom. And then I have my papers for over here. So I just want to kind of be able to like dry fit all the pieces in first, so that we know what's happening. So there's going to be flowers in there. Okay. So then, like, they just have like randomly put some pieces of paper in there. But so, like I said, I use the same measurements that I'm using from the fruit salad one. So these are the pieces that I grabbed. So I have this little piece we're going to add down here, like that. And then I'm going to add this one off the side here. And then the flowers are gonna, so I'm gonna mat this kind of like this first. So we'll do that first, right? So this is like the same as the watermelon piece. And because I added the dimensionals in the middle, right, I don't have to worry about it like not going on there evenly. So you can decide kind of how much of a border you want. And it's just like over the top of the corner there. And then we're going to add this piece on there. And I can just add my adhesive on that one side. And then kind of we'll go like this. And then we have this piece poking out, and I can actually add my adhesive on this piece and kind of go like that. So let's see. Yep, I like that. But maybe we want it a little less. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to add some dimensionals on the back of this because it's all together pretty much. And I can cut off my edge here so it's out of the way and add it right like that. And I'm going to stay in just a little bit so that if I want to tuck some stuff underneath, I can. And why don't we just use all of this edge, because I know it's going to be smaller. So there we go. And then this will just come off like that. There we go. How's that for awesome? Then I can just add a few more on the back here. There we go. Okay, so we'll just see what still has a back on here. Just a few of them. Okay, so, right, I know I need enough room to add. Oh, you're working on the Blue Skies workshop. That's funny, because I was just saying at the beginning, because I just finished Everyday Happiness. I'm like, and whoever goes over there, there's like hundreds of them. And that is very true. There are hundreds of workshops over there. Okay, so I'm going to add some more dimensionals here. And then I'm going to adhere this, and then we're going to add the fun, pretty flowers on there. So I stamped that better together with the pretty peacock. So, and I think I want it right about there. And we're going to add the photo mats in. And you know what I'm going to do is, because I don't have my photos, I do know which photos I'm going to use though, but I'm going to just create, because I pulled the back off already, but I'm just going to create a little pull tab for myself so I can just rip off that backing. And I might do the same thing here. Actually, there's no adhesive right there. So we'll see how this fills in. Okay, so then, like I said, some of it we're going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to pull exactly what they used in the corner there. And then I have a whole bunch of flowers that I have stamped. And we're going to kind of tuck them in and put them all around. But we'll start with the stickers. So, sorry. I just have like my anti-static pouch here and my stickers. And so we need this sticker and this sticker. And we're going to do those actually flat. And they used Nothing But Smiles, which is this sticker here. But I think I'm going to use a different one. I just want to see. I'm going to add this first, and I'm putting it like up above. Yes, Blue Skies is full of like bright colors and totally different than this, right? It's like I'm working on right now actually I'm going to turn another light on because I see it's dark over this side. The Meant to Be collection, and it's like all super bright and colorful, and it turned out super cute. So, but very different than, like, I went from this right to the Meant to Be. Okay, so then we're going to add this one kind of like this. And I just want to see if this is actually long enough. No, I don't like that. Too short. So we're going to go with the Nothing But Smiles. Because we're smiling in the photos, I think I'm going to use. So we'll go with that. So I just want to move this over just a little bit. And like this. Because I need enough room for that. Meant to Be super colorful and fun. Not necessarily like primary colors, but brights, right? So it was like because this one was the one right before that one, it is a dramatic difference. But that makes it fun, right? It's fun to play with things like that. Okay, I'm going to cut one of the edges off of this one for on here. I was just trying to see if it was too wide, but it looks like it's probably okay. Okay, so, and okay. So I'm not going to stick this down yet because we're going to add our flowers now. So like I said, I literally just had fun, and I took that whole piece of basic white and stamped all sorts of different flowers. Well, not like all, like the flowers from the stamp set, and then in just different color combinations and all of that fun stuff. Okay, I also want to add a little bit of twine up here. So I have decided that it is the time of year where we're going to embrace color. As you can tell from my shirt today, I am embracing spring and trying to bring it to everybody sooner versus later. That's what I'm going to say. So you can definitely figure out what our weather is like. Okay, so they have a couple of little dots here. So we're going to do some stamping. We'll grab Lost Lagoon and the little stamp set. Gotta love the little scattered elements, right? So, and there's actually two different ones, which is kind of fun. So there's a smaller dots and a little bit bigger dots. So we'll just test them and decide. I feel like I'm gonna go with the smaller ones, but at least you have like some scale to play with. Or you can mix and match them, right? So let's grab, this is my same piece of scratch paper from yesterday. Yes, I can tell already I want the smaller ones because they're just a little bit easier to tuck in. And right, the fun thing is too, when you're like just tucking things in, it doesn't have to be perfect. So this is going to go up here. I'm going to have to turn it sideways for a second, guys. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to go about here. So there we go. And so this one, for example, is second generation, that gray granite, right? So some of them are first generation, some of them are second generation. I just kind of played around with it, so I got a variety of different colors. Okay. And I can add this one. I can tell I'm going to run out of adhesive. Always the way, always the way. Okay, and then let's do some dots down here. And we can tuck this one in. Like this. And now our twine. Let's just move that in just slightly out of the way. Good morning, Allison. Yes, I'm sure you are not worried about dressing bright. You guys have had like crazy hot weather, I think. So, but I'm completely the opposite. So I'm channeling the warm weather with my shirt today. Plus, it's like it fits in perfectly, I think, as one of like my signature colors. So when I saw it, I knew I had to have it. And I'm just going to tuck my little, and then I can trim it up if I need to. It is morning on the other side of the world. That's one of the reasons that I try and do like my lives between, so like I'm in Central Standard Time. So if I go somewhere between like 3 and 4, it kind of is not bad here. And then it's like the morning in Australia, because I do have lots of people from Australia that watch. Okay, I'm going to trim that out when I finished. But let's add. That's my favorite. Some of my favorite parts is that like it is so international. And never mind, like here in Canada, I was talking to somebody today, and like we were trying to plan like a meeting, and there were 3 time zones, and we were all like very close together, but it was just like a fluke. Ooh, it got cool for Allison. That's good, because I know it was like crazy hot there for a while. So, okay, and these antique pearls, you guys, I love them. They're so pretty. So we're going to add some up here. And it's just kind of like, then we've got another finish, another texture in here. So, because they're kind of like, got like a glassy finish on them. The twine was going to drive me crazy if I didn't trim it back a little bit. There we go. Okay. Yes, because we all know what happens too when it gets too hot. Okay, I need to be careful of that ink. Okay, so now it's just literally filling in the other spots. This is the one I used. I'm going to move that one out of the way. And here I've got little piles on my desk, but they're like stuck down. So see, there's some like, so this is the true gray granite, and you can see the difference, right? So for this one, I stamped it and then literally stamped it right beside, and that's the 2nd generation. Here's a wild wheat. And then for for this little guy, I put the pretty peacock on the flowers and then colored the stamp set with my markers, right? Because the Stampin' Write markers you can color on your stamp sets. And that's where I got the two-tone. You can also, I did actually experiment also here with a different one. And I just like tapped it into the pretty peacock on top and then the old olive on the bottom, and it works perfectly fine too. So you just kind of can do whatever you would like there. Okay, so let's start here with my biggest one. Add some dimensionals. And then I'll figure out where I'm going to do the stamping over here. Yes, as much as I complain about the cold here, I also know that there is bad things that happen when it gets too hot, right? Like forest fires and all those kind of things. So, as that was our summer last year. Okay, so let's go like this, and I'm gonna tuck this. So this is the darker, right? The Mossy Meadow. Okay, and so I feel like I need to wipe out of this stamp because when I'm trying to squeeze it in spots, I'm worried I'm going to get that. So I'm going to do one here and one right in here, and maybe one down here. There we go. Okay, so see, and now we can't see that one, so I'm going to actually stamp again. And oh, see, I can see it. There we go. And I also thought, so for example here, right, this one I added the Lost Lagoon and then I rolled it in the Pretty Peacock. I also thought because there's different sizes, there's the smaller one and then 3 in the middle, you could actually like layer them up to create some fun flowers too. So let's see, where are my extra flowers? So for example, right there's one that it's got different colors, and you could kind of pop this on the middle. Let's just do it with a dimensional, and then you kind of have like a three-dimensional flower. Like that. So you could see, right, it's popped up and it just adds kind of another layer. So now I think we should use this flower on here somewhere. Maybe we'll use it in there. Oh, they actually have that sticker in there too. So, oh, this is a cute sticker. So look, it's like, looks like it's like splattered with paint. We gotta use that then, right? So I will take the adhesive off the back and yes, I like it like that. I'm going to add some dimensionals in the middle. And then once I have my photos on, if I feel like I need more, I can add more in there. There we go. It kind of just fits perfectly right there. Okay, so this flower, I think we'll add it over here. So that's the two popped on top of each other, undimensional. And I'll use this one and tuck it in underneath over here. I'm just going to see how far I can get this in here. There we go. Okay, and here we need some greenery. I'm going to use so there's two different florals, right? So we'll use a combination of both of them. Let's just do a little bit of stamp in here. And if you're really worried, right, just cover up wherever you are worried about. So there we go. Okay, so that's what we've got going on. I am going to, just for right now, tie this in a bow. I don't know if it will stay in a bow or if we'll fray the ends. That's a decision I will make once I put my photos on here. Okay, so let's just fill in our little clusters. Oh my goodness, all these things are like stuck down on my table here. Okay, so then too, I did one with the gray granite and I just added some of the Lost Lagoon on it. So that's it. Like I said, I just had fun playing with the different color combinations and stamp techniques, right? So they all kind of look just a little bit different. And there we go. I want to add a little bit of twine over here. So let's move that out of the way. Here we go. Here are my glue dots. Done. I think we're done with the twine now. I have it in like all the spots that I want it. There we go. I really actually like that way that one. Oh, you have a very lovely day too, Allison. And don't forget, you can always come back and watch the rest later. But I'll also post the photos on my blog too. So there we go. And now this one. And let's just see if we need anything more in here. Maybe I will. Yeah. Ooh, I like it. I like it. Okay, I want some of this right in there. So I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive. Oh, and we're like in emergency situation. On the adhesive. So there we go. Pretty. Okay, so I think we're good. We just need to add, I'm going to close this up. Oh, I need to stamp over here, I think. Here we go. I'm like, wait a second, where did it go? I'm going to hide this one, so it's just going to kind of poke out a little bit. There we go. Woo. That I can move out of the way. This I can move out of the way. These I can move out of the way. This I can put the lid on. So we're going to add the antique pearls in the clusters, and then oh, and I think we should add some Wink of Stella. So here and there, but who am I joking? It's like almost everywhere, right? Oh, look. See, good thing we did that because this piece isn't glued down yet. So that's how we found out. Okay, I think that's just about the right amount of sparkle. Put that out of the way. There we go. So now I'll just add some pearls into each of the sections. And I actually quite like the size too of these pearls. And I like the fact that there's 3 different sizes. And obviously you can see I like them alone because I've been using them. And not just actually with this collection, with other things too. So that's how you always know there's a good one. Okay, so in here, so I don't think we could actually like have 2 more different looking layouts, right? Like this one is like super bright and colorful. And then this one is like all those subtles and florals. So, but like I said, I promised when I did the first one with the fruit salad that I'd come back. Oh my goodness, I was about to sit on my paper pack. No good. That I would come back and we would do the everyday happiness one. So that's what I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget, if you're looking for more inspiration with everyday happiness, my everyday happiness scrapbooking workshop is live on my blog now. So thank you, Rhonda. If you guys have any questions, so I will take some photos, and there'll be photos in my newsletter this weekend. And then if you need the sheet, if you comment sheet, I'll direct you in the right direction. And yeah, I think that's everything I had to remember. So like I said, everybody have an awesome day, and we'll talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.